EPA debris meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for February 13th, 2025. It is Thursday. You have to excuse me. I have a little bit of a little froggy in my throat today. I don't know what's going on, but it's that time of year, I guess. Thursday's video forecast is proudly sponsored by Kleckner & Sons Appliances. Family-owned and operated, Kleckner & Sons have been serving the greater Lehigh Valley region since 1945. Kleckner & Sons are here to serve your appliance needs at two convenient locations in the Lehigh Valley, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street in Emmaus. The leader in sales and service prides itself in providing outstanding, continuous customer service from the moment the customer steps through the door. Kleckner's provides a wide range of name brand appliances and parts to target all of your appliance needs. They also offer professional delivery and installation options as well as repair services performed by in-house qualified technicians. From kitchen renovations to small specialty appliances to a new laundry repair, Kleckner's has you covered. For more information or inquiries, please visit one of their showroom locations or check out their website at klecknerandsons.com, or you can give them a phone call at the number above me here in the video, 610-433-4202. Experience the small business difference for yourself. Shop at Kleckner & Sons Appliances, proud sponsor of the Thursday video forecast. So this is looking at, we're starting off with the NAM today, the NAM simulated radar. And this is looking at 9 o'clock in the morning. Still have some rain showers across the region that are going to be continuing. The very highest elevations, and I mean, you got to get it way up there. Mount Pocono is 2,000 feet elevation. Some of these areas up here that I'm circling are also close to 2,000 feet elevation. There could be a few spots here that still have a little bit of freezing rain even this morning. But you have to get way up there to see that. The rest of us will be just rain, and we'll end that way. And this will end before noon in the entire region, we think. So this is just going to be maybe a leftover stray shower or something, and that's it. But otherwise, the majority of this will be out here by noon. And then we have a cold front that's going to come through and follow this afternoon. So we're going to be very warm today out ahead of that front. 44 to 52 is the temperature spread. That's quite warm. But then we get to Friday and the upside of that front, you see above me, also 30 to 36. And back to reality, mostly sunny skies here on Friday. In the wake of that front, once that front moves through, we're going to have cold air advection-related wind gusts, most prevalent between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m., but it's going to remain breezy overnight. But during that 3 to 9 period, you're going to see some wind gusts there that are 25 to 35, some peak gusts to 40 miles per hour in the lower elevations and up to 45 as a high end as we get to the evening hours here, and you can see that here, some 40s across Lancaster, Harrisburg, 45 up here at Mount Pocono, but the elevations might get a little bit higher than 40, but it would just be between that 3 and 9 period. That has not changed over the past 24 hours. I said that in yesterday's video. Timing is still the same with that. It's just with the cold front and the related cold air advection. Once you get past 9 o'clock, these winds will start to diminish a little bit, but it still remains breezy overnight. More like 15 to 25, some peak gusts to 30 overnight, okay? Once we get to Friday, no issues whatsoever. Just going to be a little breezy, 10 to 15, but nothing really crazy here on Friday, okay? So getting over to the GFS now. We're going to show the GFS because the European model today decided not to run. Just had some errors or some kind of configuration issues with it. So we did not have the 12Z run of the European model. We do have the 18Z run, which I'm going to use here in a minute. But this is showing the GFS, why it's so windy in the wake of this, and that's because we have a very tight pressure gradient over the region. You can see these indicated by these black lines. They're very close together. That gives you the windy conditions. Again, most notably between 3 and 9, but we are going to clear out. Skies are going to become partly cloudy later in the day once that front clears today, and then mostly sunny on Friday. Now, the next system, this is very interesting. Again, we talked about this yesterday too. Some of the models are very aggressive with Saturday snow, okay? And now I think we're going to get snow. It's just a matter of how far south does it get at this point. And this is just going to be the start. Every model changes it to rain. Okay, let me repeat that. Every model changes this to rain. This is not going to be an all-snow event, but you could get a decent amount of snow in the front end in some cases, depending on what model you're looking at. This is the most aggressive that I'm showing you here, which is the GFS, and it does have the snow coming in. Looks like late Saturday morning or early afternoon, but man, this really puts down a serious amount of snow. A big thump of snow on the front end before this does any kind of changeover to other precipitation types, and that would be Saturday evening. and then it goes over to rain. Again, everywhere is changing over to rain. It's not going to be an all snow storm, but you can get a pretty decent amount of snow on the front end if this track's just right. Okay, this is a little bit more amped than some of the other models, and that's why it's showing that much of a front end thump. And we have the cold air initially that's going to erode as this low pressure moves to our west, and that's going to give us the warm air advection, and you're going to have warm air coming in here from the south on Sunday, which is going to make it a rain day on Sunday. Okay, we don't have the issue there. It's going to be just Saturday where we have the snow threat, changes to a wintry mix Saturday evening, then overnight transitions to rain and continues that way here on Sunday. Okay, once you get past this system, temperatures are going to plummet behind this. So we're getting to Monday, temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 20s for highs. I'm just warning you now. You're going to go from near 50 or either side of 50 degrees on Sunday as that warm air comes in from the south, and you get that rainy day here on Sunday, which, by the way, is much needed. Okay, we need the precipitation. That's not an issue. But you're going to go from 50 on Sunday to about 22, 24 for a high here on Monday. So it's quite a difference with that cold air advection. We're probably going to have some windy conditions with that as well on Monday. And then mostly sunny on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. We're going to watch this system here coming in around the 20th. Models really can't figure out what to do with it yet, but there is a pretty strong signal there around the 20th for another snow event. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we get into next week. So just to give you an idea, here is the GFS projection of snowfall, the front end snow. This is this is just 24-hour snowfall, so it doesn't include anything that's going on prior to that, which isn't really much anyway, but this is just exclusive to this Saturday deal, and it's showing a pretty decent amount of snow on the front end. Do I think this is right? No, I don't. But it's, the NAM that ran this evening is showing a similar farther south idea where it's getting snow all the way into southeast PA. Even northern Delaware is getting in on this, and parts of interior southern New Jersey getting a couple inches of snow. The NAM is showing something similar, just not quite as extensive with these amounts, not quite as much. More like 2, 3, 4 inches of snow instead of what this is showing, which is more like 4, 5, 6 inches of snow. I don't think it's going to be that high, but just showing you what this is indicating at the moment. Then you have the flip side, which is the European model that ran this evening, and it's mainly along and north of 78 to see any snow, and it's just very minor. Okay, so this is one extreme, and there's the other. Okay, this is one extreme, this is the other. In between, and usually in weather, not always, but usually the truth lies somewhere in between. And that just happens to be what the Canadian suite is showing here, where you have significant accumulations of 2 to 4 to 2 to 5, actually, north of I-78. Along 78, you get some minor accumulations, right? South of there, you get even less, but you get at least something, right? When you get up here by I-80, it's generally a 3 to 5 inch swath here. I can see this happening. This looks realistic to me, and I said that in yesterday's video that I think it's going to be an I-78 corridor and north. When I say corridor, that doesn't just mean literally I-78, which runs like this, right? That's I-78. It's not literally I-78. The I-78 corridor means, 10, 15 miles on either side of that. So south of there, I can see you getting a little bit of snow going all the way into places like Quakertown or, some of these other places of northern Lancaster County. I mean, you can possibly get some snow out of this. Northern Dauphin County out here, north of Harrisburg. I can see you getting some snow accumulation out of this, but it won't be that much. Once you get up closer to I-78, you might get a little bit more, but it's really when you get up here in these areas that you can really get targeted for a few inches of snow, because that boundary is probably not going to be as far south as the GFS expects it. Could it happen? Yes, absolutely. But so we're going to watch this and make sure that we don't start trending in this direction with the other models. If they start doing that, we have to put out a first call today. Today's Thursday, right? So we're going to be putting out a first call on this. Might be adjusting it Friday, maybe not. We'll see. But we'll have to put out a first call with this and see what we're doing. So hopefully one kind of blinks and backs down and it kind of joins the consensus of the others, whether it be toward this, more toward this, or somewhere in the middle. I would hedge my bets on in the middle somewhere. I think it's what we're going to be end up doing. But again, this is changing the rain, so there's a limited upside with what this does because of that warm air advection coming in. It will be changing to rain at some point Saturday night, and then remain that way here on Sunday. And then we'll deal with whatever comes next week when we get there, because there's a lot of different questions with this system here and what it does. Don't start looking at snow maps yet for next week. That's a futile effort and futility. It really is, because there's a lot of things that can go right or wrong depending on your perspective, and we're talking about a week from today. So long way for things, for models to resolve this correctly, and we'll just follow that more intently next week. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for February 13th, 2025. Have a great Thursday.